Hello everyone and welcome back to Play Doh videos. Today in our Halloween series, we're going to make a cute black birdie that has a witch's hat. It's just the right kind of look for Halloween and yet still cute. All we're going to need is some black Play Doh, some white Play Doh, some red Play Doh, Play Doh knife, and a pencil. That's it. Okay, let's get started with the black Play Doh. Use the Play Doh knife or your hands to cut off a little piece and make a ball shape out of it. Put it on a flat surface and with the palm of your hand, roll in circles. Just go in a circular motion, lightly pressing down, and if you keep doing that evenly, the Play Doh instantly becomes a ball. About this size is correct, and once you have that, you can just put it to the side. Now let's take some more black Play Doh and roll it into a thick tube and go ahead and cut some off with a Play Doh knife, and you can roll this into a circular motion also, but it's going to be bigger than the other ball. And in addition, we want to make sure that if you stand it up vertically, it stays up. So make it nice and even and something between a tube and a ball. It should be nice and rounded. Now, a little bit more black Play Doh here. Let's take a piece and roll it into a tube, a longer tube. And you want to use the Play Doh knife to cut off two even pieces. Okay, with those two even pieces, take one and now flatten it with your thumb. And now make it a little pointy on one side and a little wider at the other. And you're going to create a wing out of this. And then on the other side, I use the Play Doh knife to make a little cut and another little cut. And those are like the feathers of a wing. Excellent. Now you have to do that twice because the other wing should more or less be about the same size and shape. Terrific. Okay, great. Now just put those two wings to the side. And let's go back to that first black ball we created. And now using the pencil, you want to make two eye sockets. You see how we have that there? Just go ahead and poke the ball twice. But they're looking kind of empty, huh? So, let's take a little bit of red Play Doh now and rub it between your thumb and forefinger into a small red pellet. And you want to do that twice. And the pellet should be about the same size. And go ahead and put the red pellet in the eye socket. This is not going to be the eyeballs that stick out, big eyeballs up and like that. It should be flat once they go into the eye socket. Great, great. Now take a tiny bit, very speck-sized piece of black Play Doh for both eyes and put that as the pupil of each eye. Don't make it too big. You need to have a small little black piece that goes right in the center. Fantastic. Now every bird has a beak. It's a nose, but it's very big and pronounced. So let's take some red Play Doh and use your thumb and finger here to create a triangular shape and mold it so that the two sides come out sharply and curve down. You see that? Use your thumb at the bottom so that the bottom is more or less flat. Two sides come together into a point at the end and put that right between the eyes and a little bit underneath. Good, that looks like a very strong beak. Great job. Now you can just put the head to the side for a bit. Okay, and now let's create tiny little feet, little flapper feet for this bird. Let's take some red Play Doh and just push down so you have a circular thing and then pinch it at one end so it becomes triangular. And use the Play Doh knife to make two little cuts so that you form three three fingers. You see like that? Great. These will be the claws for our little birdie. Nice job. The feet are just very wide and cute that way, like little webbed feet. and they go right underneath. Go ahead and put the body on top of him so that the whole thing sticks together. And now before we put the head on top of the body, let's use one of the matchsticks. So here's what I'm doing. I'm putting the matchstick and pressing it down through the center of the body. And that little bit of matchstick that is still sticking out, that's what you're going to put now the head on top of. Now the only thing to be careful of here is the matchstick shouldn't be so long that it pops out of his head. So make sure there isn't too much matchstick coming out of the body. Fantastic. He's standing upright. I think it's time to put his wings on. So, take one of the wings, and here's what we do. You're going to put it directly at an angle into the side, right along the side of his body. And you want to repeat that for the other side. Now, our final piece, we need a tail. So let's take some black Play-Doh, and it's going to be about the size of his wings. Just press it with your thumb and finger so you have a long, flat piece of Play-Doh here. You see what we have there? Now, here's the great thing. You're going to use this tail also to keep our little birdie standing up straight. So, put one end of the tail, press it into the bottom of his back, and then fold the tail. So the tail kind of curves and is actually helping to hold him up. Fantastic. He looks really cute, doesn't he? He looks like a great bird right now. A really cute looking birdie, but not Halloween enough. It's time, I think, for a witch's hat, because that makes every creature a little bit more scary and Halloween-like. So now let's take some black Play-Doh, and you want to create a cone shape. On the thin side, you can even make it crooked. It doesn't have to be a perfect cone up there. Just make that even crooked. And on the wider side, use your thumb and forefinger and go around the sides of it to make it a hat. You see how it's not just a cone anymore, you've really turned it into a witch's hat. And you can put that now right on top of our birdie's head, and he looks fantastic, doesn't he? He's a really cute little bird, but there's something scary about him because of Halloween. Also, how many times have you seen a black and red bird with a witch's hat? Not too often, but thanks to you, I've seen one today. Good job, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more Play-Doh videos.